We have quite a bit of exciting stuff to get into in today's video regarding the next big Brawl Stars update, as well as the second season of the Brawl Pass. We have some dates that might correlate when these things will be coming, as well as some pretty sound predictions for what is actually coming in that update. So hope you guys are all excited. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. So, as you all know, the Brawl Stars community as a whole is pretty much so backing the notion of the next big update coming in Brawl Stars and the second season of the Brawl Pass being a superhero-oriented update, along with the Brawler if we do get one, and everything else, such as the skins, the environment, and things along those lines. So the evidence that we have supporting this new superhero theme coming to Brawl Stars is actually huge. We have stuff that was in the works way back in the day that we picked up on before all this new stuff came to light, as for example, in the second Supercell Make campaign, the BB&B hero or villain, the Brawl Stars dev team wanting skins designed around a specific narrative, and that was heroes and villains. Now, funnily enough, the two heroes that were selected were both villains. I don't think the zombie BB would be a hero or anything like that, and of course, arch villain B is definitely a villain. So no heroes selected in the picks for the Supercell Make skins, which I'm assuming was designed in order for this next big update coming around the corner to release these certain skins once we do get the update. Also, it's incredibly important to mention that we have a brawler in Brawl Stars that doesn't necessarily have a family of 3, or you could say is the least developed family that we have in Brawl Stars, and that is Max. If we only have one brawler that's a part of its family, it's definitely safe to say that the Brawl Stars dev team is probably focusing on developing it a little bit further to the working standard of the other families in the game. Also, another key piece of evidence that I find incredibly important to point out is the fact of the calendar. The whole label of the calendar is Max's logo, so the superhero logo, and if you really think about it, the context of the things going on in this image, it's kind of an oddball out, right? There's no real Max references or references to other brawlers outside of the Junker family in this photo, so it's definitely an odd thumb out of the mix, which leads me to believe the dates on the calendar is pointing to this superhero thing coming to Brawl Stars. So then, of course, we all know that a date is circled on this calendar, and then this leads us into the next segment of today's video, and that is potential dates for when this update could be coming out. Now, I am a little bit worried about the date that is presented on the calendar that was out in game. It is landing on the 27th, and if we take a closer look at the calendar, it is a June calendar, or another month with 30 days. July has 31 days. So I think this is incredibly important to take note of, because I think it kind of lessens the impact of this date. This date might be leading to something else that is coming here in the near future. Ryan's saying in the last Brawl Talk that we're going to be hearing back from them in July, implying that the next Brawl Talk is going to be in the month of July. So I feel like this circle date is either a very premature Brawl Talk or a date that we're going to be getting more information on the next update, but not necessarily the Brawl Talk unless the actual update is coming out very, very early on in the month of July. The Brawl Talk being the 27th, if that is the route we're taking, and then the update coming a few days after that Brawl Talk. We see roughly like 3 to 4 days after Brawl Talk is released, we get sneak peeks in between, and then the actual update is released. So by this standard, if we do get the Brawl Talk the 27th, then the update has to come out like July like 2nd or something like that, which I feel like is really early on for the Brawl Stars dev team, especially taking a look at past updates. Also, another really important thing that I think we should all keep in the back of our minds based on previous activities from the Brawl Stars dev team when it comes to Easter eggs and sneak peeks and photos. They've never been this blatantly obvious for a very specific date, right? I know it's kind of huge that they have a date circled on the calendar, but I feel like it's a little bit too easy. I feel like the Brawl Stars dev team is a little bit more cryptic than that. I don't think they would sneak peek the actual date of the Brawl Talk that easily for us, just based on previous things that they've done in the past for these sneak peeks and stuff like that. So we'll have to see. Again, only time will tell on that front. So then the question is what the heck does this all mean? Well, I'm going to be letting speculation creep in here just a little bit in today's video, but as you can see, the last Brawl Talk that we received in May was on May 9th, and the update following shortly after, 4 days later, on May 13th. And we all know that the Brawl Stars dev team likes to keep about a month in between their updates, and normally the updates don't come out at the beginning of the month. We're normally lucky if we do get an earlier one, 1 to be smack dab in the middle. If not, it's going to be later on in that month. So all of that leads me to believe that the date circled on the calendar isn't as important as we're making it out to be. I don't think it's the specific date for the next Brawl Talk or a update sneak peek coming around the corner. I could be wrong, but I think the best ballpark guess for what this date could mean is something a bit smaller, such as a new skin coming to the game or something at that tier of importance. Maybe the Summer Pam skin will be coming out around then. We don't know quite yet. Also, I feel like the Brawl Stars dev team isn't rushed right now to release new content, right? We still have so many things coming around the corner, right? We have Evil Gene, we have Constructor Jackie, we just got Red Dragon Jesse today for free, which is really exciting. We still have Summer Pam coming around the corner, so content is still being released. So I don't think the Brawl Stars dev team is rushed to put out content. So with all of that important stuff out of the way, make sure to let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below, what we already covered in today's video. But next, I want to transition into a little bit more information / speculation on this new superhero update, because I do think it's coming, just not when we think it's going to be coming. So we're going to be getting into the potential new brawler, what they're going to be like, as well as pinning a rarity to its name based on the other rarities that we have in the game, as well as what else I think makes sense to come in this update. So everybody, when it comes to this new potential brawler, I think it makes a whole lot of sense for them to be a superhero. As you all know, with all of these new things that we're getting in the game with the Supercell make skins, some of the new skins that are coming out here shortly, they're all kind of evil oriented. We don't necessarily have another brawler or a skin like Max that fits that whole vibe of a good guy, right? We have Max all by herself, but then we have Evil Gene coming here shortly. We have Virus 8-Bit fitting into that whole evil vibe, literally artwork made by Brawl Stars coming out of him standing atop a bunch of different references from different brawlers, literally dominating them, and then a Max signal in the background calling for help from the superhero that we have in the game. We need backup. As well as, of course, like we mentioned before, we have Zombie BB as well as Arch Villain B coming to the game here soon, also fitting into that villain category. So we only have one good guy on the prowl to fight off all these bad guys, so I think it's kind of necessary to get a good guy into the mix, which would be really fitting for the new brawler. So when it comes to the rarity of the new brawler, I'm going to be making a very early on prediction. As you all know, we've been getting a lot of higher rarities in the game with these new brawler releases, and I feel like the rare brawlers have been neglected for quite some time. The last new rare brawler that we received was Rosa, which was ages ago, as well as all of the other brawlers that we've gotten. Man, they have been so high up there. So I think it makes sense to have a new rare brawler in the game, or vice versa, we could get another chromatic rarity in the game because we only have one of them, right? It feels like the Brawl Stars dev team with the release of these new brawlers has them almost like equivalent. So where I'm sitting right now, I'm leaning more towards the next brawler being a rare brawler. It'd feel a little bit weird since we're getting all these higher rarity brawlers and we just did get a chromatic. I guess in between it was a epic brawler being released with Nani, but I think it just makes more sense to get that rare brawler. Now, new updates don't just come with new brawlers. We all know this by now. So next I want to get into a few things that I think would make sense to see coming in this next update. So let's get into it. So I think a really big priority for the Brawl Stars dev team is getting in order a new trophy based game mode for all of us to play, one that is going to last and stay. It's been a very long time since we've had a new actual long-lasting trophy-based game mode in Brawl Stars. We've tried Present Plunder, we've tried Hot Zone twice, and a few other things such as Showdown, what is it called, Graveyard Shift and stuff like that, but none of them are lasting, right? So it's pretty easy to see that the dev team is trying to get one implemented in the game that is a smashing success along with the other game modes that we have in Brawl Stars. But what I want to get into is this image here from the animation that was released today. Someone pointed out to me earlier on this morning that Bull was carrying a safe. Now I think it's just fitting the narrative of this animation. Was designed for the Red Dragon Jesse coming to the game here for free, but I think it's kind of a good talking point. Carrying a safe, it kind of fits into that whole realm of like capture the flag or something like that. But in a earlier image or an image later on in this video, you can see it's just a heist safe, so I don't think anything crazy coming from that, but just adding to the fact that I feel like a new game mode is something that is in order and I would definitely be looking forward to for this next update. And another huge one that I think is definitely in order and has been for quite some time is some sort of social feature changes in Brawl Stars. We just had the implementation of Brawl Pass, which is an amazing way to progress in the game, and I think it is much better than what it was was before, along with releasing really interesting updates with the seasons for the Brawl Pass. I think it's going to be really compelling in the game, but I think we're left with some problems when it comes to the community, the social environment in game. I haven't been a part of a club probably for like 2 or 3 months because, one, I feel like it's just a chore to keep it up. It's hard to keep things going, and there's no real return, right? You get this sense of community, like you're pushing together and stuff like that, but nothing else other than that. And I feel like it is something that has been a problem in Brawl Stars for a little bit here. If you take a look at the other Supercell games, they do a great job at having a reason to be in the club, a reason to work together, whether that was clan chests in the past in Clash Royale or other things. Even like when it comes to donations of troops in Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, gives you that reason to be in the club and help out your teammates in a different way. And here in Brawl Stars, we don't necessarily have that. So I'm really much so looking forward to something that fits into that category. Maybe we have a Brawl War implementation where we all work together for a specific goal. Maybe something as simple as donations coming to the game. I'm not quite sure, but I think that is a priority for the Brawl Stars dev team, knowing that we've been kind of asking for that for a little bit here. And then of course, if we all think that a superhero season is coming in the second one of the Brawl Pass, it's also safe to say that we're going to be getting some environmental changes to the maps in the game, like we get in other stuff, such as the Tara Bazaar's first season of the Brawl Pass. But I think it's going to be incredibly compelling seeing how the narrative is pushed with this hero update. I think it's going to be really, really fun. We've already had like little fun Easter eggs or sneak peeks as to like villains terrorizing Brawl Stars, and Max lingering there as the lone superhero in the Brawl universe to save the day. But I think we need backup. So that storyline is really, really fun in my humble opinion. So very much so looking forward to what they do with that as well. And then of course we have all the other smaller things that some are confirmed already, as well as we can just assume, such as the new skins that we recently covered in today's video and pins being able to be used in game. We don't necessarily know how that is going to work, so I'm assuming we're going to get some things adjusted in the next update on that front as well. But with that being said, and pushing away all of the smaller speculative things and wish list stuff, we don't really know what's going to be coming, but it's already cool that we know as much as we do. Make sure to let me know what you guys are thinking about all this exciting stuff. I think a Season 2 superhero update is definitely in the mix, if not definitely a Season 3, and I don't know what else it would be for a Season 2. We already know too much about this superhero stuff going on, but I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this stuff. It genuinely intrigues me. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really, really appreciate that. And with that being said, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Peace out.